Welcome to my channel, How to be creative with what you have. I am sure many of you are familiar with the Bible verse. I am not quoting, just referring to something in the Bible which has described in the New Testament a story where a master gives 1 talent to one person and another 5 talent to another person, and finally 10 talents to the last person. The person who got 1 talent hid it and did not want to take responsibility for it. The second person did very well, took it out in life and turned it around and made another 5 talent out of it. And the last person who got 10 talents did the same, went into the world, invested wisely, and therefore made a really good return on the amount he has received. When the master returns, asks the 3 people what they did with their talent. First one says, I know that you were a strong and demanding master, therefore I hid the talent, and here it is, I'm giving it back to you in full. But the master got angry and upset that you did not do the right thing by this talent and you did not apply yourself. Then there was the second one who he credited that he did well. Then the third one, even more so. And the third one ended up getting that 1 talent which was taken away from the first person so that he can invest it wisely. Now, while this message can be interpreted in many ways, today I'm going to use it in a very ordinary experience we all have. Instead of thinking of talents, I'm asking you to replace in the story the talent, which is many times people equated with gifts and abilities. In this case, replace it with responsibility and see how the story changes immediately. Because in this case, we are not saying that, oh, that poor person who only got 1 skill and they might feel that their skill is not good enough and they acted on it in a way that they did not want to pursue it. Instead, we immediately recognize the importance of being responsible with what we have. He got a little responsibility, yet he was negligent with it. He was fearful and did not pursue the right process to make the best out of what he got. The second person and the third person, they both pursued their interests and they were most creative with what they had. The second person had medium amount of responsibilities and he did well with that. And the third person had large amount of responsibilities and he did well with that. In life, when you look around, you will find that sometimes some of us have more responsibilities than others. And we have to be creative with what we have. Ask yourself, where are you at with the amount of responsibility and the amount of options life has given you? Are you taking good care what's given to you and you making the most of what you have at hand? Or are you telling yourself that this is not enough? You are not enough. What you have received, your talents and gifts and abilities, are not enough to be creative with. what kind of mental story or belief you are replacing your responsibilities with. Yes, I understand that this is a little bit of a heavier topic, because if you feel already that you haven't done enough in your life, then this could even compound your doubts. But that is not the goal here, because the next question I'm going to ask you is, are you doing what you love? Yes, that is the goal of this topic today. Are you acting out of love? Are you acting out of the desire to be absolutely engaged in life and indeed take part in this whole beautiful flow of life? Or are you withholding yourself from engaging and connecting with that integrated life you are part of? I am not saying that you need to go out into the world and do things which are not comfortable to you. Not at all. What I am saying is, look at yourself. Look at your gifts, your abilities, your responsibilities, your duties, your state of where you are in this world, who you are with, who depends on you, who you can depend on, who are your friends, who is your family, where you work, where you live. More importantly, look at that you are part of this planetary system. How are you contributing to the people and the world around you? I am sure, absolutely certain, that many of you are doing an amazing job and you are doing the best you can. Therefore, I'm going to say two things here. One is, when you look at your situation and you say, yes, I am doing the absolute best I can with what I have, then make sure that you stop and you give yourself the respect and say, yes, I am making a great effort. Life is helping me. Life is encouraging me. And I am doing the best I can. And I'm so grateful that life is enabling me to do what I love, enabling me to be a blessing to others around me. Or if you say, I could do better, I would love to do better, then are you making a decision to step towards that direction? Yes, are you? And if you are you doing it out of love? Or are you doing it out of lack? Because you might think, I should have been better. Do not allow lack to motivate you. Instead, step back and say, maybe I should do better, but this is what I could do so far. And I am determined that the next step I will take, I will do my best and go from there, instead of judging and criticizing and condemning yourself. I give you an example, because examples can be very helpful in life. And this time I'm going to use myself as an example. As many of you know, I am still very new to these videos. I have to be creative with what I have. All I know is at hand I have the desire to help other people with the insights I have. Number one. Number two, I am encouraged by my friends, my family, people who love me, to make these videos, because they too enjoy the insights I share with them. Number three, I have a device. I have an iPad right in front of me. I am making an effort by carving out time of my day to prepare this video for you. And I don't go down the path thinking, is the road work outside going to interfere with my audio presentation? Am I looking good enough? Am I being eloquent enough? And yes, today I'm feeling a little bit tired because I woke up at long before dawn, and now it's early afternoon, and I can feel the tiredness, when you worked all day and then suddenly after lunchtime, you feel that it's sort of that siesta time is advancing your way and you start feeling a little bit tired. So you see, none of that has deterred me from coming and talking to you about this. Why? Because I know full well that the responsibility and the responsibilities in life in general, which are handed to you, you can handle. And if you can't, then you can ask for help. And you can do the best you can with what you have at hand. Remember, we are part of an integrated unit. Life is made out of multiple of variety of forms, experiences, feelings, thoughts, emotions, perceptions, people, animal, the world, and you are an important part of it. Recognize that. And that recognition will help you to understand that you lack nothing. There is no real lack, because what you have is enough. Right now, in this moment, what you have is enough. And if what you have is the desire to rest, then do that. Be creative with that. Have a really, really, really good rest. Rejuvenate. And then see what comes after that. Yes, sometimes what you have at hand is not knowing, not having the power to keep going, not having the inspiration or people to inspire you or back you up. Sometimes everything is lacking in this worldly perception anyway, not necessarily in the essential conscious life, because in that sense nothing is lacking. Essentially you are whole. But let's say in your situation there are things which are lacking. Then step back and say, do I really need anything else apart from rest? Do I need to create, move, go? Or the best creative I can be is by actually subsiding right back into life and re-energizing myself and my creativity from that deep peace within, where I don't have to be a persona anymore. I can just rest and I can just rejuvenate before I reintegrate into that circle we all share as an integrated life. So take time. Don't be in rush to always perform. And then, once you regenerated, once you empowered yourself with the deep peace and connectedness you belong to, then go and take a step to be creative with what you have. Because creativity is something we all inherently share. We have it. Just like a sense of self I am, we also have that power of creativity which comes with the I am. And we have to be creative with what we get. We don't always get the choices we would like. Sometimes we find ourselves with choices we think, how am I going to be creative with this? As I said, then you have to investigate that. Do you have to be creative with it, or you need to step back and rest? Or if you do need to be creative with it, then do the best you can in that moment. Do what you would love to. And if you don't know what you would love to, then pick the best out of the worst. and do the best you can without causing suffering, without perpetuating suffering even within yourself. It is no use to compare yourself to other people. Do not go there. Do not look at what other people have and how other people are behaving towards you. In the story I just told at the beginning of this video, the man who had one talent made a terrible mistake by looking at the master and judging what the master's opinion of him is going to be. Don't go there. It's not going to help you, because if you go and you start to look at other people and think what other people think of me, and I will act according to that instead of acting from the truth and the love and the wisdom you are, then what you're going to find is that fear and lack will most certainly be your companion. And you will not be the most creative you could be, regardless how little or big responsibility is given to you. Generally speaking, most people do not know that thoughts don't know anything. Not just your own thoughts, but other people's thoughts either. So don't listen to what other people think of you. Instead, listen to the truth from within. And you will recognize if the truth also radiates through other people's thoughts as well as your own. And if they are helpful with wise advice, wise counsel, then listen to that. Take that if it's useful to you. But discern that, is this something which I know coming from truth? Or this is a deceptive thought which is deceiving even the person who is telling it to me? So you see, being creative and being part of the integrated life, there is a large amount of discernment needed in order for you to be the most creative with what you have. The discernment of, am I acting out of truth, love and beauty? And are the other people around me acting the same way towards me? And if they're not, then use your healthy boundaries and be creative with what you have behind those healthy boundaries. You can do it. You are smart enough. If you're listening to this video and you are listened this far into the video, you have the power to do it. You might not have the power right in this moment, but as you have rested, as you have allowed life to come and wash over every part of you and build the strength and the wisdom up in you, because you already have that wisdom, but sometimes it just needs to be empowered, built up. So once that happens to you, go with confidence and be the most creative you can. Do what you love. Bless other people. And these activities will come back to you. It will come back to you because we are part of this cycle of life. And when it comes back to you, it comes back with a tremendous amount of blessings you can again use and be creative with. So to sum up, be very quick, because truth is quick. Be very quick to assess what you have at hand. Don't let negativity drag you in and sway you into a unproductive territory. Just be very quick and say, yes, I have the energy to move forward, or I need rest. Yes, I can do this and this and this project, and these are the priorities I have today, so I'm going to do this. And some things I can't do anything about, and I'm going to leave that, or I will ask for help. But I will not go into the territory of fantasy, because truth matters to me. to see what I truly have. The responsibilities handed to me, I can handle them if I do my best, and my best will be enough. So don't let anything to stop you. And if you look at yourself and say, actually, I did really well, then take time to strengthen your own confidence that you did the best you could. Yes, it's important that you acknowledge that life done well through you. Why is it important? Because it is an energy which will feed you, which will empower you to do even more good in this world. If you put yourself down and if you devalue all the wonderful things you have done, then that will have a negative impact on your life. You will start devaluing yourself in a very subtle way, or maybe in a very open way. And then people around you will be exposed to this subtle resistance you carry against your own life flow, because that's what you are valuing here, that life is flowing through you. So take time to be present, and once you've done so, value it, that life has given you the power to do the best you can, and you had that privilege, that honor, to see that life was flowing through you and blessed many people by your conscious behavior in this world. Because it's not just the people you immediately see, but you are feeding back into the network of life, that energy of love and connectedness and creativity from a conscious outlet, from the conscious channel you are. Yes, you are feeding that loop right back, and you're helping that flow to continually move in this world. I hope this was useful to you. You might have many questions after this video. You might feel that I could do better, but I don't know how. Or you indeed done your best you can, but you don't know how to value that. Whichever way or whatever questions you have, feel free to write them down and ask how to proceed further. Once I know what you would like help with, then I can prepare the next video in order for you guys to perceive this world from a more conscious perception, and then be creative from that. Because how you perceive the world, and from where you perceive the world, and what you have at hand, will empower you to be creative. Because if you're not perceiving what you have at hand from a conscious perspective, but let's say from the perspective of lack, that even if you have the most wonderful thing at hand, you will not see it. You will not be able to create it with that. So, thank you for watching. I hope, as I said, it was useful to you. And I absolutely hope you have a wonderful day. Bye for now.